We call ourselves fermenters, but the truth is that we just squeeze, mix and transfer liquids from one container to another, because the real responsible of fermentation that convert a juice into wine is yeast. Yeasts are single-celled microorganisms, member of the fungus family, that can be easily found as a wild yeast in nature. Yeast are commonly found in sugary mediums, like for example flowers or fruits, but also on plant leaves or in the soil. Yeasts are also found on the surface of our skins or in our intestinal tracts. Yeast is one of the key raw materials used to produce fermented beverages. It plays a major role into the fermentation process, converting fermentable sugars into alcohol and other important flavor components. The most common yeast involved into alcoholic fermentation is called Saccharomyces cerevisiae. The term Saccharomyces came from two Greek words, saccharum, which means sugar, and myces, which means mushrooms. That translated, it could be the sugar fungus, the sugar mushrooms. Cerevisiae instead is the Latin translation for beer. Those living organisms, they use the energy released during fermentation for their life processes. There are two types of yeast sugar metabolism. It can be aerobic, with the presence of oxygen, or anaerobic, without the oxygen. Yeast can work in both aerobic and anaerobic condition. Under aerobic condition, with the presence of sugar and nutrients, the yeast cell will multiply. Instead, under anaerobic condition, or without the presence of oxygen, the yeast will convert the fermentable sugar into alcohol, carbon dioxide, and flavor compounds. We will better understand all these processes in the class Yeast Circle of Life in the section Alcoholic Fermentation Advanced. For the moment, I want you to think of yeast as it would be your pet. A pet to live happy and healthy, it needs a shelter, it needs to stay in a warm and comfortable places, it needs some food. Well, the yeast is the same. So let's see what are the optimal conditions for yeast life. Temperature. The optimal range of temperature for yeast during fermentation is 19 to 22 degrees approx. It can work in colder and hotter climates, but that's the sweet spot for yeast. Instead, if you want to store your yeast because you're not using it, it must be stored in a dry and cold place, like in the fridge. Yeast needs food, so it needs sugar. It also needs oxygen, as we just said, during the aerobic fermentation, it needs some oxygen to be able to multiply the yeast cell. Yeast also needs a wide variety of nutrients and vitamins to live happy and healthy. We'll discuss more about it in the next classes, don't worry. So we say that we can find wild yeast in nature or we can buy commercial yeast. Commercial yeast is super effective because it's a specific yeast that has been trained through generations to work in specific conditions and to develop specific aromas. We can get commercial yeast in two different forms. It can be dry or liquid. Dry yeast is cheap, it's easy to store, easy to use, and easy to replicate a specific recipe because you can expect the same results.